Hi there, this is the last chapter of financial independence, and in this case, we're going to be discussing why in some cities it makes sense to purchase a property. First of all, we've done our homework, we've researched what we're spending too much money on, and we've changed behaviors. I hope so. Tick. Second chapter, we found a different way to create a parallel income, an added income, a hobby, some skill that we have, and we're hopefully getting some nice cash flow. And the third one is we're starting trading. And it takes a little bit to see the results, but between what we've been saving and trading, we can start putting the eye into the house market and start thinking strategically of what kind of houses we need, flat we need, depending on cities or countries. Everything's different. There's a lot of different programs, but I'm going to give you the reason of why I think it makes sense to get into the property ladder. First of all, it's a great way to invest the money that you've been saving. You have the money that you save for your passive savings, and then all the extra money that you've made and you've been, accumulating from stocks and from your other jobs, and maybe not going on vacation to get that extra cash. So the best thing you can do is really create a home, because in some cities, like for example in London, most of the time you're paying a very, very high rent, and that money goes straight to someone else that is making a lot of money, probably renting half of London, and you are seeing 0 cents when you leave the flat. You don't have a flat, you don't own anything, you've just been throwing money at someone for no reason. One of the big tips that I give everyone is don't invest more than 30% of your salary in your housing. That should be the golden rule. No matter if you're renting, no matter if you are buying a property, but most probably if you're renting, it's going to be really difficult that you don't use more than 33% of your salary, of your monthly salary, in your rent and all the other costs that are implied in having a house. Most of the time, people that are in the property ladder, what we realize is looking at the mortgage and everything that we have to pay, we actually saving money. And that's the whole trick. The trick is you invest in a property that you like, you live there for 4 or 5 years, you save money, and then when you're ready to move on, you can either sell the property or rent it out and get something a little bit bigger or get something different in a different town. Don't get me wrong, this is exactly like trading. It's done in a way that is absolutely impossible to understand, and it's such a horrible experience that after you've bought a property, you don't want to buy a second one, at least until you forgot the pain. I guess it's a little bit like giving birth. But ultimately, I don't know. But ultimately, the truth is that it's something that is good for your pocket. So you have to get into it and look into it. My advice is speak to a mortgage advisor and get a little bit of an idea with a broker of how much could you actually lend to a bank. Currently, the interest for lending money are really low, so it's a great time to get a mortgage. So that's the good side. In order for you maybe to be having a similar lifestyle like the one that you have renting, it means that you're buying very central and you can't afford to buy central, right? So there's a little bit of working around, exploring the city, exploring different neighborhoods that you wouldn't have normally explored, and really think outside of the box and try to bargain in things that for you might not be so important, like maybe 10-minute extra commute is not the end of the world, or maybe it is actually to have more of a neighborly connection with the people that you have around you. Maybe it's important or maybe not. Maybe you want a Victorian house, or maybe you just want a new flat with a swimming pool. Everyone has a list of things that they really want and they need for the house. So keep that in mind also when you're looking for a property. Follow your gut feeling. That's really important. There's so many houses and there's nothing perfect. There is not the perfect man, not the perfect wife. There is not the perfect job or boss. And I don't think there's going to be the perfect property for you either, especially if it's your first home. So try to think a little bit ahead, be strategic, and say, how is my life going to change in the next 4 years that it would still make sense for me to be in that flat? And I think once you found an opportunity in the housing that is affordable, that you can pay with the money that you have, that you can get the deposit, and that you feel like you could be there for the next 3 to 5 years, go for it. Just explore it. Go for it, make the offer, and good luck, because it's going to be a very, very lengthy process, but it pays out really. Once you forget the pain of having to go through all the paperwork, it is a great experience to go to a home and be able to do what you want with it, like me, painting the wall yellow. I mean, that's a dream. Don't be shy. Don't let people scare you out, because that's the idea. They don't want you to get a property because they still want you to be renting for the rest of your life. And every city is different. I always say that there are some countries that really have low rents, and then it doesn't make any sense to get a property. But in England, at the moment, at least in London, from what I can see, it's still a great idea for you to invest your money. I only have to say that chapter 3 and 4, of course, you can exchange them. You can first get your property and then go into stock. Well, and I hope my little videos have helped you to feel a little bit more free and actually be able to make educated decisions when it comes to finances. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or just comment on the video, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you.